To load an embroidery alphabet, you have a couple choices here. Touch the alphabet letters. The first of 6 here are the sewing alphabets. Do you know you can actually bring over from the sewing side stitches as well as alphabets? Now they're not going to be that solid satin stitch that you're probably going to expect when you think of embroidery, but these are actually very quick to stitch. So if I wanted to go ahead and do my name, you'll notice it's going to come just like it would have been put into memory for sewing, but when we bring it over, it brings it in. Now, of course, that is not the way we want it to read. I'm going to have to rotate that around, and how about a zoom box around it so I can see what it actually looks like. So it's going to be very quick to stitch. That's only 120 stitches. Wow, that's really small. So just keep in mind, if you pick those first couple alphabets, they are the sewing alphabets. We'll delete it. We'll come back up here to the alphabets. Come down to the embroidery fonts. They have the different sizes built in here. So this one's going to come up 12 millimeters high, 20 millimeters, and 30 millimeters. And you've got all sorts of different fonts to pick from. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to pick the Clarendon 20, and it'll bring me up to the screen here. I can do my letters. They'll spell out down below. I can do upper and lowercase here. And Sarah. If I wanted a space, that's that upside down staple, and that would space me out and let me put in a second word. Trash can if you make a mistake, and if you need numbers or punctuation, you have those also. When you get your letters in as you want, you can go ahead and touch OK, and that will pull that in. Let's go ahead and zoom to hoop, and we've got the 360 by 200. It's sitting outside my hoop, so I can go ahead and bump it into the middle. I can move it to wherever I want it to be. Whoops, you know what? The last thing I did was in the rotation mode. So if I do undo, bring it to the design positioning mode, now it can be moved to where I want it to be. I can also bring in a design. So if I wanted to bring in a design and put it next to it, kind of make a fun little name and monogram, I could go ahead and build my design. So for example, if I wanted to bring that heart in, I can come up and put that right beside. I could duplicate that. We can put that off to the other side. We could mirror image it left to right. And then I could zoom in and get that to be symmetrically placed so it's nice and balanced around the letters as needed. So somewhere in there, maybe I'll move that one down a little bit lower so I can have a little fun part. Once I have it to my liking, I can go ahead and I'm ready to embroider. I could go ahead and touch go, and actually it will move into the upper part of my hoop because that's where I had positioned it. But then I can move it as needed with the design positioning if it's not exactly where I want it to go. So that is how you bring in designs and lettering all at one time. When I'm done, you'll notice that there's actually 3 designs on the screen. So instead of me selecting the design and then deleting it or pushing the trash can and selecting the heart and the heart, if I touch and hold the trash can, that has that little extra small arrow to the bottom right corner. If I touch and hold, a long hold, it says delete all designs. Yes, thank you. Okay, and everything goes away.